Yo, why my man toes spread like that? That looks really weird. What the heck is up, you guys? It's your boy Ace, aka Animated Heroes, here back with another action figure review. And as you guys can see today, we're going to be taking a look at two figures at one time just because I was in the mood to go ahead and knock these out. As you guys can see, we do have the, I guess, Carnage from the upcoming Venom movie. It says Venom Carnage, so I'm guessing his look is going to be something like this. I'm not entirely sure. But then, of course, we do have Venom as well from the movie that was absolutely horrible, but I do like the design, so I had to pick the figure up. Now, that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at these sexy packagings, which are okay, and then we'll dive into the figures. Now, for the packaging, you don't have much going on. It's the same standard look that you get with Marvel Legends. I'll go ahead and show off Carnage first, since he's right here. It says Legend Series at the top, Spider-Man logo right there at the bottom, or Symbiote logo, actually. Then, of course, you got all the legal stuff down here at the bottom. This really dope image of Carnage on the side. I do like that. And, of course, it is on both sides, so that's going to be the same. Then on the back, you do have the rest of the figures of the wave, a bio for the character, or actually just a sentence, and then all the legal stuff at the bottom. Same thing going on for Venom, as you guys can see. Window packaging where you see the figure at the top up here, it actually says Venom, and it's more catered to the look of the DVD / promotional poster. Says Venom right there on the side. Now this is dope. I really like this image right here on the side of the package. I really wish they could have finished that, because that's a dope look right there. Anyway, at the bottom, all the legal stuff once again, and then on the back, you do have the figure himself, a little sentence about him right here. No more figures in the wave, so I don't know if he's supposed to be like a standalone release or what, but yeah, more legal stuff, and then Hasbro Marvel. So yeah, same thing we always get. Now let's go ahead and bust these guys out and see what these figures are all about. Now, straight out of the packaging, I'll say that the first thing that comes to mind when I see these figures is that it's crazy to think we're actually going to see this little dude right here going up against this big guy right here, and it's going to be some crazy all-out brawl in the Spider-Verse. Like, it's so strange seeing the size differences between the two of these characters, which, of course, I know it's accurate. But anyway, on to the point. Both of these figures look really damn good. Venom is spot on to the movie. There's absolutely no flaws in terms of how he looks. It's just a solid black painted figure with all these veins that are sculpted onto it and painted over with this like white grayish color, and that's accurate. And then of course the face as well, very, very accurate. The tongue looks really good. The teeth are a bit sloppy, but I mean, since they're kind of wonky looking in the movie, it makes sense that there's kind of a miss on the pink in the mouth, just because it could be teeth that are just all over the place, and then his gums are overriding his mouth. I don't know. It looks good though. Like, so I don't really have any complaints in terms of the paint, which there's not a whole lot to this figure, so they shouldn't be. But who really caught me by surprise is this guy right here. Like, this is a pretty cool figure. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, and honestly, already there's a whole lot more I like about this guy than I like about Venom. Of course, I'll discuss all that a little bit later, but as you guys can see, there's all kind of reds and blacks, and even the color kind of fades from a red to a black on the face right around here. I don't know what this symbol is on his head, but it looks super freaking dope. I dig that. I'm hoping this is the design that they go with in the movie, and not the not this one right here, because this one's more, I don't know, I guess they're both kind of cartoony looking, but this just looks really dope. And I know I just showed one of the accessories to Carnage, but whatever. Anyway, you got these tendrils sticking out on the guy. All this red and mixture of black just looks so damn dope. And now I'm pretty sure if I spot another one of these guys, I'm going to pick it up for myself. But I think this is an entirely new sculpt. I'm not entirely sure. You guys know I don't know anything about Marvel Legends, but from head to toe, this figure looks beautiful. I love how he has like the symbiote coming off of his skin. It's going to look very, very nice posed, and I can literally talk about this all day because I'm really enjoying this. So let's go ahead and put these back, see how tall they stand, and then we'll dive into the accessories, of course. Now for the height of these two figures, as you guys can see, Carnage is just shy of 6.5 and Venom is right above 7.5. So both really good in terms of size. Now one issue I am having with Carnage is that it feels like his right leg is a tad bit shorter than the left. So it kind of looks like he's leaning. Not sure how well that's picking up on camera. But it is a bit of an issue, and it took me forever to actually get him to stand like this. It really was a pain, but I mean, still not too much of a problem. It probably has something to do with like the tightness in all the joints, but yeah, just wanted to throw that out there. Now, in terms of articulation, I'm going to show off Venom first because Carnage is the better figure, and you always got to save the best for last. Venom looks up, well, actually, I'm glad the head popped off because I want to show this. So it's on this different ball, hinge, peg, whatever you want to call it. So he looks up only about that much, not too much at all. He looks down pretty good though, as you guys can see, so that's not too bad. You do get tilt out of him. Of course, you can turn the head all the way around. His arm goes up and out about that much before you're forcing it. Of course, you can turn it all the way around. He does have bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows that move in very far. His hands are just on the typical hinge. Of course, you can rotate those around. Now, he does have a diaphragm joint, which means that this is probably a new sculpt, which there's one problem I have with that, and that's at the shoulders. What is this? No butterfly joint? Bruh. No butterfly. That would have topped this figure off. Anyway, moving on. He does have the capability to move all around at the diaphragm. He does have crazy ab crunch going forward. Also goes back pretty well. Foot kicks out or leg kicks out about that much. Doesn't really go back much. He can do the splits, as you guys can see. Does have a thigh swivel. Double jointed knees that work very well. His foot is on a hinge. Goes down about that much. Up about that much, and I didn't do that on purpose, but yeah, of course he does have ankle rockers. So articulation wise, pretty standard, but I have no idea why they did not include a freaking butterfly joint. Like seriously, man, really? We got it with this guy. Now for the articulation on Carnage, he does look up about that much, and of course you can adjust the head, so he looks up very well. Looks down about that much, not too much, but it does work. He does get tilt, as you guys can see. Head can turn all the way around. Does have a butterfly joint. It's slight, but I mean it's effective. His arm goes out about that much. He does also have bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. He can reach in and scratch the back of his head if he wants to. Hands are on a hinge, just like every Marvel Legends. You can move that around pretty much however you want. He doesn't have a diaphragm joint, but he does have the old, ab crunch pretty much. So you can see he bends forward, bends back, and it works very well. He does also have a swivel at the waist. Would have been cool if they updated that, but I mean, I'm fine with it. As long as he can turn to the side, I'm cool with that. Kicks forward that much, very well. A whole lot more than I was expecting, actually. Back about that much. Can do a full split. He does also have a thigh swivel. Double jointed knees, a little tough, but there it is. Now he also has a calf swivel, so that's another thing I like that they built in. His foot goes down that much, up that much, and he does have ankle rockers. So this guy totally beats Venom in terms of articulation. Like this Carnage knocks it out of the park. Good job, Hasbro. You guys know I very rarely say that. Now for the shortest portion of the video, because you guys know Hasbro never really includes anything. For Venom, you get basically this standard face with his tongue out. Once again, it looks very well. The paint on it is pretty clean for the most part, except around the teeth. He comes with a pair of reaching, gripping, whatever you want to use him for hands. And then he also comes with a pair of fist hands. Very glad that they included these because they could have skipped out like they have done on other Venom figures. And also, let me show the back of them. They actually sculpted the veins on the back of this one as well. Paint not necessarily the best on these, but I'm still glad that they did it. And then you get a teeth showing face where he's just like smiling, grinning, and it doesn't look too bad, but the teeth on this one look horrible. Like right around the front too. I'd be okay if it was the back or something like that, but this looks really bad, like right in this area right here. It just looks like they just took the paintbrush, went like that, and said, all right, we're done. So doesn't look the best on this one. I mean, it's passable, I guess, but I really wish they would have put some more work into that. Anyway, $20 figure, so I can't expect too much. Now, as dope as Carnage is, he doesn't really come with anything. He doesn't get any extra pair of hands. He does get this one head that, once again, is more reminiscent to the animated series or comic book Carnage, which doesn't look bad, but I think this is the same head sculpt we've seen before. I don't know if it's new or not. I've never owned a Marvel Legends Carnage, so I couldn't tell you, but I mean, it looks fine. What's weird to me is that the inside of the mouth is orange instead of pink. I think on the previous ones, it's always pink inside the mouth. So that's something a little bit different for me anyway. But yeah, I mean, it looks fine. Paint's clean. It still has the black lines along it that for the most part, the paint work on these is very in place. I don't have a whole lot of paint just leaking in the wrong areas. So not too bad at all. Can't complain about that. And then, of course, you do get the Build-A-Figure piece, which is actually really clean. I think this is Venom Pool or something like that. I don't know if this is a original character or what. Now, I do know there were some people who weren't happy about this. I mean, it looks cool. The paintwork on this is nice. I really like the texturing of the mask on this. Not a figure I'm going to pick up, but I mean, it's cool. So, yeah, for all of you who want to build this guy, I think it might actually come out pretty clean. Now for some size comparisons, here they are standing next to the Mafex Spider-Man Homecoming. This is the original 1.0 version that's next to Carnage. Then of course the SH Figuarts Avengers Endgame Iron Spider. And I feel like these fit in scale okay. I think that the Iron Spider should be a little bit taller to go up against Carnage because from what I know, Cletus Cassidy is actually a pretty small guy. I guess depending on the artist. Next up, here they are standing next to the Mafex comic book Spider-Man and Miles Morales. And now that I'm thinking about it, if these two don't end up going up against Spider-Man at some point, I will feel like Sony completely wasted my time. Here they are standing next to the Marvel Legends Classic Vulture and then the Marvel Legends Far From Home Mysterio. Here they are standing next to the SH Figuarts Spider-Man, which is still my favorite Spider-Man figure to this day. And of course, the SH Figuarts Avengers Civil War Black Panther, RIP Chadwick Boseman. Lastly, for some extras, here Venom is standing next to the Mafex Original Classic Venom. And then the, I don't know what this is, Marvel Legends Monster Venom, whatever you want to call him. Basically a huge Venom figure. And then here Carnage is standing next to the both of them. I'm going to tell y'all right now, if they even think to make the decision to tell me that this movie is going to be rated PG-13, I will not even waste my time going to the theater. I will wait for it to come out on Blu-ray. Now anyway, on to my final thoughts about these figures. I will say that Carnage is leagues better than Venom. Venom is a dope figure, but Carnage takes the cake out of this one. If you guys are comic book fans, you're going to love this. If you're a fan of Carnage, you're going to love this. Like, this is a very solid piece, and that's coming from me, someone who does not collect Marvel Legends whatsoever. This is a dope figure, and now I'm starting to see why everyone wanted it. As you know, if you keep up with me on Instagram, I went through hell for not picking this figure up the first time around, and I actually came home, went back a couple hours later. This was the only one left out of the two that I saw, and then the rest of the wave. This guy was just sitting there like he was waiting for me to pick him up. And then I didn't even get my hands on Venom the first run or the second. I decided to go to the Walmart by my mom's house, and they had Venom and another Carnage. So I've got two of these going out. This one, big shout out to my boy D Amazing for letting me review this. I really appreciate it, man, because I like to be real respectful about people's figures. And the fact that you hit me with, man, I don't need no damn box. I was like, hell yeah, bro. I'm the same way with Marvel Legends. I don't keep the boxes. So, yeah, you are going to be happy with this figure, bro. One thing I do want to say, though, this is just something that I've noticed about this figure, are some of the newer figures with Marvel Legends in general. it seems like they're using a whole lot softer plastic. Like, these figures become loose pretty quickly. Like, I was posing around Carnage just for this little pose right here, and the leg just kept kind of flopping around. And I've noticed that with some of the retro figures as well. They sculpted nice. They sculpted everything really good, but it's just like they're becoming a whole lot more loose. I don't know if they're doing that on purpose or what, but Hasbro, don't do that. Stop. Just go back to the old method and keep adding new articulation. Don't fix what's not broken. So get that together. But anyway, again, solid figures. Carnage is better than Venom. Venom is cool. Carnage is amazing. If he would have came with like some fist hands, which I know Carnage doesn't really make fists, he uses weapons. If he would have came with some weapons, that would have been solid. And also, one thing I did forget to mention about him, let me go ahead and move Venom back. Please don't fall. I'm just gonna move you out of the way. One thing I did forget to mention about Carnage is this is actually a little backpack piece, and so this comes off. I don't know how I forgot to mention that in the video, but yeah. Anyway, once again, this is a Carnage review with Venom in the background, basically. But yeah, guys, get your hands on these. You will definitely enjoy them. And anyway, that is my review. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up because that always helps me out. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload new content. And lastly, follow me on everything you see listed in the description below to keep up with my activity outside of YouTube. I'm Ace, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace.